What's going on, and welcome back to another less than 5 minute gear review. And in this video we're going to be going over the Crye Precision 152 and water bottle pouch. Now this guy's going to cost you roughly around 55 bucks, but I do think it is well worth the money, especially when you start comparing this to some of the other products that are on the market. This offers a lot more capabilities than just running your radios. You can run your water bottles like its name implies, but then you can also run a slew of different magazines, between a 60 round magazine, two 30 round magazines, a single 30 round magazine, and then you do have some options with some 7.62 magazines, as well as some special marking devices, illumination devices. I think that this pouch is capable of carrying and doing a lot more than just what its name implies and what it talks about on their website. I can already see it being utilized for a couple of different other pieces of equipment that I've had to use in the past. So I'm not going to get too into the weeds with all of that. I just want you to realize that this pouch does have a lot of capability compared to some of the more expensive radio pouches that are on the market. So with that, I'm going to go over the overview of this thing so that way you can see what this looks like from the exterior, and then take a look on the inside to determine whether or not you want to purchase this pouch or get something else that's on the market. When it comes to radio pouches, I know that sometimes it's better to just purchase something specific for radios, but if you do want a lot of more multifunctional or multiple capabilities out of a pouch, I definitely think this is well worth the money. So with that, you have your exterior flap, or just your flap to cover everything up. On the interior of the flap, you do have a little bit of Velcro right here, and then you have a long piece of Velcro or loop Velcro to be able to make adjustments to this flap. So that way, depending on what you have going on and what you're going to throw inside of this pouch, you have the ability to adjust that and retain whatever equipment that you're carrying. Now you do have your large pocket for your radios or magazines or water bottles. So that way, if you want to throw these guys into your pouch, you have the ability to configure this and set this up a couple of different ways. You do have this bungee retention on the side. I would highly recommend, no matter what you're throwing in here, utilize that, so that way it helps retain whatever equipment that you're running. Like I said, with this flap, tuck that on into the interior of the pouch so that way it's not in the way. And then it does come with this elastic retention to be able to run your radios and hold your radios in place. So you do have that capability that comes with this. It just loops onto this little loop on the back side, and you can take that off when you're not utilizing it as a radio pouch. So I definitely really like this pouch as it sits, just because of how you can easily adjust and adapt this depending on what your mission is and what you have going on. So as far as the rest of this pouch goes, it's pretty simple and straightforward. It's really not that complex. You do have your molly on the back side, so you do have the capability to molly this into whatever you want to molly it into, whether it's your back plate pocket, your front plate pocket, the cummerbund that you're running on your plate carrier. You can run this through a couple of different belt systems, whether you want to run it through like a 1 inch or 1.5 inch, I think, right here in the smaller slot for belts, and then you also have a larger slot right here as well, so you can run that through kind of more of a heavy duty, kind of a war belt, gun belt, patrol belt. You have that capability to run this through a belt system, or run a belt system through it. And then, like I said, you have your molly on the backside. So you do have some options when it comes to the setup of this. I really like those features with the belts on the backside, because it gives you the opportunity to determine whether or not you want to set this up kind of in a more of a civilian, law-abiding citizen kind of setup. It addresses a lot of things for law enforcement, and then it also addresses a lot of things for military personnel. So I think it's an incredible pouch when it comes down to it. Like I said, I think that its name doesn't really do it enough justice for how much you can actually run in this pouch and how adaptable it is over multiple, you can say, operational environments and missions, operational environments, and duty positions, from civilians, law enforcement, all the way into military. And then on top of that, you can run a lot more than just what the description says on their website. So I'm definitely going to play around with this a lot more. If I find out, hey, this can be utilized for a lot more, and there's anything that I didn't articulate or talk about in the video, I'll throw that in the comments section, so that way you guys can see what else this pouch is really good for. And then in conjunction with that, here in the near future, I'll do a comparison for this radio pouch, the tier, and the high ground radio pouch that I have, so that way you can get that comparison for all those radio pouches. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. We'll help you out and answer any questions that we can. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.